So, what are those pesky things that you forget to bring or do right before you go RVing? In today's video, I'm going to have the answer for you. And then I'm going to have a fabulous tip video at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that.
Travel the world, so just say yes. Choose to do whatever comes next. Just be brave and come along. I wanna do it all.
I love to go RVing, but because I live in a home and I'm between my home and traveling, I have to have that balance. There's a lot of things that I keep in my RV all the time, which are duplicates of what I have at home. But I mean, obviously I can't have everything duplicated. So there are some things that I need to bring with me. So I just want to talk briefly to you about a list that I have made. So I have RV list, RV breakfast list that gives me like some ideas for particular breakfast that I like. Camping, clothing, cookers, dessert, dinner, drinks, things I have to do to my house when I go, especially for a long time. RV packing list. These are all lists that I keep all the time on my phone, so I'm not forgetting this stuff. But there are some things that no matter how, I always end up forgetting. So I'm going to bring you those today. I have some notes here in front of me. So let's get started with the first one. First one is an atlas. It's very important, especially nowadays with technology, that something could happen, or there could be like an emergency broadcast and then you're not going to be able to get your GPS to work or whatever. It's really important for you to have an atlas. And early on in my channel, I did a video on the atlas that I use. And you should have an atlas for whatever reason. If communications go down, if don't be relying all the time. Things could happen and then you're going to be lost or you're not going to know what to do. So definitely you should have an atlas. It doesn't have to be current every year, but most atlases don't change a lot over time. So mine is from 2015, I think it is, and I still carry that one around today. So if in a pinch, if something happened, I can go to my atlas and find my way around. Next one is to switch your GPS from car to RV or vice versa when you're traveling. I do this a lot because when I'm home, I use my van and I don't have my GPS on RV because the GPS RV will take me around places where the height is going to be a concern. So when I travel, a lot of times I'll be sitting in my nav, oh, it's in the van setting and I have to change it. So that's another one that you're definitely going to want to put on your list, or put a sticky note in your car. So when you get in your car, you know to change it over to RV instead of car, especially if you're traveling with a vehicle that you're towing and you only have one GPS and you can move it from your RV into your car, and that's one GPS. So you want to be able to make sure that you remember to switch that over as well. Another one that you have to do is check your fluids. I see this a lot with women, especially with women, that they don't check their fluid enough. And I'm guilty of it as well because I'm so busy traveling, and then before I know it, I was like, oh, it's been a month and I haven't checked my fluids. You should check your oil and you should check your coolant. So your car doesn't overheat, and your oil. You might have a small leak underneath, and if you're parked for a while somewhere, maybe for a week or two or a month, and then you head off, you might have lost a lot of oil. And if you're parked on grass, you won't even know that. So definitely check your fluids. All you got to do is just check them. That's easy to do. Another one that I have is quarters. You're in the main cities, most times you have like a debit type of card that you can pay, but most places still have the coin laundry, especially the ones you want to go to, which are the cheapest ones, smaller neighborhoods and out of the way little towns and rural areas. They all use coins for laundry, usually quarters. I keep a little bag in my RV where I store just quarters. Whenever I'm out shopping and I start to accumulate a lot of change in my wallet, I pull out the quarters and I make sure that I have a pile of them, and I come and I bring them in my RV and I put them inside that little bag. So when I hit the road, I don't even have to think about it. Speaking of the GPS, is to update your GPS. Many times we forget to do that, especially when we're traveling for months on end and we don't have good Wi-Fi. Remember that when you come to an RV park that has really good Wi-Fi signal and you can access it, try to do that overnight. Sometimes you can be 2 hours updating a GPS. the firmware and the software. So make sure that before you go on a trip, especially, and you put this on your list, so you do this a couple of days before your trip, you've actually updated your GPS. That's very important. Another one is updating your cloud or whatever you use, your Google Drive or whatever you use to back up your different accessories, your phones, your pictures, all of those things. It's important for everything to be in sync. For me, I have multiple iPads and I have a computer. I use Apple products, and that's the reason I use them, because everything syncs together. But when I'm traveling, I only have cell coverage on my phone. So that means that my tablets are not going to be up to date. And I have to make sure that they're up to date. So every once in a while, remember that you should go maybe to a library or to a coffee shop and bring your tablets and your computer with you and update everything, especially if there's like software upgrades also that you have to do. Don't forget that you have to do those as well when you're on the road. Another one that I have is a vet emergency book. I have one on my Kindle that I purchased in case I have some kind of an emergency with my dog or with my cat, either poisoning or something. I could be in a rural area. It could be nighttime. It could be something that happened. I need to know how to give my dog first aid. It's important to have some kind of a guide where you are able to do something like that. I have a physical book in my home that I keep there, but on the road, I don't want to bring this physical book with me. So that's why I have one on my Kindle that I'm ready to access when I'm on the road. So that could be life-saving for any of your pets. The next one is going to be your tires. A lot of people don't do this, and women are famous for this. They don't check their tires enough. You really should be checking your tires, especially if you've just been sitting for a while, especially if you're going up and down elevations a lot, or you're going through extreme changes of temperature, which also happens when you're going up and down in elevations, because you're down here might be in the 80s, up here might be 60s or 50s up on this mountain, and your elevations are going to affect your tires a lot. Also check your airbags. Like me, I have airbags, so I have to be checking those as well. So make sure that you have a compressor to be able to fill those up when you need to. I actually have 2 of them in my truck, because if one breaks, I always have a backup. And I think that that's one of the most important things that you need when you first get an RV. You definitely need to make sure that your tires are always balanced and have enough air in them. So definitely get yourself a compressor that is mobile, that's portable, that is equipped for your tires. The last thing that I want to mention here today is a walkthrough. Make sure that once you're ready to go out in your RV, you do a last minute walkthrough. I mean, really do a last minute. Some of us were like in a rush, we got to go and whatever. No, everything's good or fine. No, those are usually the times that things go wrong, because you forgot something or you left it on the roof of your car and you drove away, whatever. And I've seen that on the road. People have left like their sewers hanging behind their ladder because they were going to put it away and then they forgot. So make sure that you do a last minute walk around. And I say a last minute walk around with a prayer at the same time where you walk around your RV and you thank God for your RV, and you also thank God that everything is going to be good in the next place that you have to go to. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And here I'm going to bring you my tip.
Recently, while I was in Target, I came across this area which now sells all sizes of silicone Ziploc bags. I chose these small bags that are great for small portions of food that are often left over. For me, having various sizes of these easy to wash and reusable bags makes it easy to make the best use of my small refrigerator. I also found these flower-like petals at IKEA a year ago, which I use to store cut fruit in my small fridge. If you like these tips, please give this video a thumbs up and share with others. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Have you ever dreamed of traveling but don't necessarily want to be alone? Well, now you can join the Ghost Squad Caravans. It's not part of a club, but of a nomadic community where uncommitted bonds are formed, where cliques with clubs can form and introverts or newbies to the group can feel left out. We are different. By connecting with other women during your travels, you can enjoy the uncommitted lifestyle that nomadic traveling provides, with an opportunity for you to fellowship, explore, share adventure, and sit with good company. Ghost Squad Caravans are here to give you a place within a space. This is your life, your choice. Make it your best season yet. We provide emergency contact, mentoring, support, group connection, and the ability to share those connections. Ability for you to locate your pals and connect with new ones. Encourage, inspire, but most of all to love with godly love within the nomadic lifestyle.